Sting right here, just going to do a quick midweek review. It's June 19, 2019. And let's hop into it. Today was FOMC. We had ECB, Draghi speaking. We had pound CPI. We had New Zealand GDP, and we have Aussie RBA Governor Lowe speaking later. So it's been a crazy fucking day. And as we can see, dollar's just kind of taking a shit right now on us right now, which is perfectly fine. So if we just kind of go back into our weekend review, let's just do a little refresher on what we were looking for. So I was basically pointing out two scenarios for dollar. The one that I had originally liked was that we were going to kind of pull into here, find support here, and then push up from here, right? Flip this as SR, and then push into these highs. But instead, right out of the gate, we pushed up into this resistance. And I wasn't looking at a bearish bias yet. I said wait for it to come up here and wait for it to form that 3-bar swing high. That's exactly what I said, right? So let's see. On the 4-hour, we had that swing high right here. So we had 1, 2, 3 bars, right into this resistance level, right where we wanted. And then that's when you drop into the low time frame. You say, okay, we have that 3-bar swing high. Then you use the easy shit to get on board, right? This is the H1 supply. Retrades into that, retest, and sells off, right? And then I would have been looking to take some off here. And then obviously we're targeting this demand zone here and then this low here, right? So that's kind of what it's done. So that's all hindsight now. Fine. Now, what's the plan going forward? So we said basically that if it did kind of reject off this, then I'd be leaning towards dollar bearishness. So if we zoom back out to the 4-hour, and if we look at this, if we go back out to our ranges, okay, what price leg are we within? We're within this down move to this wick, right? So we're within this range. And if we look at that, we broke right down below this 50% cleanly, right? So if we can maintain below this, and I think basically if we break this 56.80 level, then we're going to kind of go down here and then into this demand on the H4. Yeah, this demand level right here, this daily demand. Okay, so that's kind of my play for dollar. So I'm expecting continued dollar bearishness for the rest of the week. I think the high is in for this week at least, and then we'll kind of see next week. But like we said, we're still in a macro range, so we're playing this daily range, but intra-week, I think that the high is in. So that being said, we also talked about Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, how they weren't really clear to me. And so I didn't really touch on them that much. I just kind of mentioned them real quick. But I was kind of waiting for them because if we look, we didn't really have any good price action to base off of, right? So we could go all the way back here and look at this price leg. There was this crazy fucking flash crash wick. And so I wasn't really sure. I said, okay, there's probably liquidity below the swing low. So I waited for it to take it out. It didn't show any signs of rejection here. And then here it rallied. So once it started rallying, okay, took out this swing low and then found support here. Fucking hell. All right. Took out this swing low and then it found support there, right? So right when it found support here, right there, and then started pushing up, that's when I got interested. So if you look at my Twitter posts and look at my journal screenshots, I was basically looking for this rounded retest into this level to scalp long, right? And once this kind of scalp long played out, now I'm more convinced that we're ready to push up on a higher time frame. Okay, so now that we've made the swing low and we're confirming it on the daily and the H4, I'm more convinced that this is ready to push higher now. Okay, and it's the same thing with New Zealand dollar. And look, we're using these for confluence because the same thing is happening at the same time. So we took out this low. We didn't quite make a lower low, but let's also, if we look at market structure right here, what does that tell us? If Aussie dollar is making a lower low and at the same time New Zealand dollar is making a higher low and they're confirming it by pushing up at the same time, that means there's probably going to be a big move coming because this one couldn't make a lower low. So this one's the stronger of the two pairs, right? So I'd be looking to take a lot of my scalps on New Zealand dollar over Aussie dollar, but that's giving me my daily bias. So I'm not looking for swing trades. I'm looking for scalps within the daily bias, right? Okay, so that's that real quick. And then let's hop over to Euro and Pound. So Euro is just kind of going for it right now, right out of the gate on the Wednesday open. But if we look, it took out liquidity below the swing low. And again, like we said with dollar, we were looking for two scenarios. We're either looking for a push down into liquidity and rally or a push up and then kind of short back down to take out these lows. But instead we dropped off right out of the gate early in the week, took out these lows. And this was really, really messy. So I wasn't really looking at this. Plus we had Draghi speaking. But if we look at this low that we marked out, right? Kind of made this little move below and then reclaimed it. So where would we be looking to get on board? Be looking to get on board right here, right? as it makes this low, as it deviates this previous low, it's obviously support, right? Breaks below it, resistance, gets back above, and you buy it right there, and you long it. You're targeting these highs right here, right? That high, that high. I really wouldn't have been looking for anything past that just because of Draghi speaking, but we are coming into that other swing low level that we talked about on the daily from the review. So yeah, I still do have a bullish bias on this now, just because we said if it does follow that map, then our bias is going to be bullish. Other than that, I'm looking for the pound to continue to push up as well. So now that we see, like we talked about, it carved out the swing low, dipped below the swing low liquidity, and now it's taken out this SR level and now pushing into this level. So as long as it doesn't kind of find resistance here and then kind of start rolling over, I think we could get a small pullback, make another kind of higher low, and then push up. And that's what I'll be looking at for more of an intra-week trade. Otherwise, I'll be looking for scalps in the bullish direction. And that's pretty much it.